Hi guys, and welcome to Faith and Entertainment. Thank you for being here. Today's video is on one of my favorite actors, Andy Griffith. And Andy Griffith reveals intimate moments with Christ while battling a nerve disorder. Actor Andy Griffith, best known for the Andy Griffith Show and Matlock, recalled how God's grace is evident in life's most difficult trials. Each of us faces pain, no two ways about it. But I firmly believe that in every situation, no matter how difficult, God extends grace greater than the hardship, and strength and peace of mind that can lead us to a place higher than we were before. That's what Griffith wrote in an article from '96. Let me tell you about one of the hardest times in my own life and how I found this to be true. In 1983, Griffith married Cindy Knight, but their first moments together were instantly full of trials that had to be faced together. When she married me in 1983, I was not at the pinnacle of my career. Ageism is rampant in Hollywood, and although I was only in my 50s, work was getting harder and harder to find. Cindy had frequent and major attacks of sore throat all her life, so shortly after our marriage, we returned to LA and went to see throat specialist Dr. Robert Fetter. He determined her sore throats were coming from her tonsils and scheduled an operation. Early the next morning, we drove over to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, and Dr. Fetter took out her tonsils. While she was recuperating, I got a bad case of the flu. Not exactly a honeymoon of the rich and famous, he added. My illness was strange. As I got better, my symptoms of my influenza were replaced by pain, terrible, searing pain that ricocheted through my entire body. Cindy and I joked about our invalid status and settled in that Saturday to watch the Kentucky Derby on television. However, after watching the race on television, Griffith collapsed to the ground in pain and lost feeling in his feet. When I stood up and took a few steps, I pitched headlong into a nightmare, Griffith said. We couldn't reach any of our doctors that weekend, yet I was so desperate for relief from pain that I took some codeine prescribed for Cindy for her throat, and it barely made a difference. Once admitted to a hospital, Griffith said the doctors struggled to diagnose his condition. There was a room full of doctors attempting to find out what was wrong. For 4 days, they hadn't a clue. Finally, they did a spinal tap. When the results came in, one mystery was solved, Griffith said. I had Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare form of nerve inflammation. It's thought to be caused by an allergic reaction to a viral infection, such as the flu. The nerves become inflamed and begin to send erroneous and scrambled messages to the brain. Although the doctors diagnosed the issue, they did not provide a long-term solution. There are no drugs or surgery to treat it, so the doctor sent me home. So there's nothing we can do. You got to ride it out. I'll prescribe some pain medication, but use as little as possible and come back in a week. The following week, he said the same thing, and the week after that. Griffith said, by my next visit, I was desperate. If anything, the agony was intensifying. Cindy tried not to let me see her fear, but my physical condition was deteriorating noticeably. As Griffith's pain increased, it consumed every area of his life. Local doctors did not know what to do, but a friend of Griffith, Dr. Leonard Rosengarten, soon became aware of his condition. A handsome white-haired fellow, Dr. Rosengarten, had nearly died from cancer of his esophagus, so he knew a thing or two about pain. He pulled up a chair and sat, and he waited until the pain medication wore off and I could no longer hide my agony. Then he went to Cindy, Griffith recalled. I know Andy, he said. He's stoic, if there ever was one. So, if he says he's in that much pain, I know he is. Would you mind if I got involved? The next morning, true to his word, Dr. Rosengarten got me into Northridge Hospital Medical Center in Northridge, California. I was admitted onto an entire floor of people fighting their way back from auto accidents, strokes, Guillain-Barré. Here the specialty was therapy and pain management. I'll never forget that day. The doctor assigned to my case brought along a medication specialist. The first thing the doctor said was, "We know you're in impossible pain. We're here to help you through it." He added, at those words, Cindy said she saw my body relax. Just to have severity of my condition acknowledged was the first step on my journey to wellness. The druggist was there to start me on much medication as needed, but then I would be weaned off of it as I learned to handle the pain in other ways. Throughout the uphill battle to recovery, Griffith thanked God for his provision and grace in life. As I fought my way back from Guillain-Barré, I never stopped thanking God for the help he had provided me through Dr. Rosengarten, but especially through Cindy, he said. This disease has left me with permanent pain in both feet, but like an unwelcome guest, it isn't so bad when I stop paying attention to it. He added, challenges and pain will continue all my life, I know, but with Cindy at my side to remind me to accept God's grace, I'll go forward and continue to work with love and happiness. And he had to actually do things in public eye to prove that he wasn't paralyzed. There's a rumor going around that he was paralyzed. Andy had a rough life and was not exactly stellar, wasn't a saint for sure. But he came to find God in a big way, and did a lot of gospel music as well. So I love Andy Griffith. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. More for you tomorrow. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.